Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Tomahawk TV for another Magic Arena video. My name is Ron, and it feels so good to be back making some more videos. I know I've been gone for a long time, but I'm really excited to get back into the swing of things. I really appreciate y'all hanging around with me. If you're new here, my name is Ron. We make a lot of Magic Arena content on this channel, so if you like that kind of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, it really helps out a lot. So today we're going to be taking a little bit of a deeper dive into Best of One. With the announcement of the Arena Open coming at the end of the month, day one is Best of One, day two is Best of Three. So we want to focus on the Best of One decks, see if we can get ourselves to that 7-win mark so we can get to day two and maybe make a couple bucks. So today we're going to be taking a look at Temur Reclamation, and not the normal version that you're used to seeing. This one is coming from the Red Bull tournament, and it has Frilled Mystics, it's got Nightpack Ambushers, Brazen Borrowers, Bonecrusher Giants, so it's got more of a flash aspect to it, but it still has Wilderness Reclamation and Expansion Explosion to give you that combo feel at the end. Now the only change that I've made is I've kind of trimmed here and there and taken out some of the Shark Typhoons and put in Lovestruck Beast. With Best of One, aggro is really good, and a lot of people play like mono red aggro or something with Lurrus in it, so I figured why not just have a brick wall to make a token and be a 5/5. So I added in all the Lovestruck Beast, and hopefully, you know, that makes a pretty big difference to get us to our 3, 4, and 5 drops. So let's go and hop into Arena, take a look at the deck, and see if we can get some wins with this. Alright, welcome into Arena. Let's go and take a look at this Keruga Temur Reclamation deck together and just go through it card by card and see what it's all about. So, starting off with Keruga, the companion of the deck. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater. And you have to have the companion aspect of it, where all your cards have to be the converted mana cost of 3 or greater, regardless if it's a creature or a spell. So, you can see that our curve starts at 3 and goes up. And yes, you can use companions in Best of One, just like you can use Karn to get artifacts out of your sideboard in Best of One. You still have those sideboard slots, but you just can't access them because it's usually, you know, one game. So moving on, we have all of the good adventure creatures here. We have Brazen Borrowers, Bonecrusher Giants, Lovestruck Beasts. We tossed in 2 Uros in there just because it's really good, and you know, after we play some of these spells and maybe they get killed, well, we can flash this back and bring it back from the graveyard. We have 3 Mystical Spears. There was 4, cut down to 3 because as good as it is, there's not as many blue decks in Best of One, it seems. So, you know, having 3 of them, because it is just a 3-mana mana leak at the very least, and sometimes if you play against like a mid-range deck or a control deck, well, it's going to be really great. So just toss that in there. It's a really good card to have right now. Onto our 4-drop slot here, we have Nightpack Ambusher, super good in the flash decks, super good against aggro decks as well, because come down on turn 4, and then you start making tokens that basically block everything. Frilled Mystic, you know, the counter to target spell, pretty nice. Color requirements is a bit rough, but all the shock lands and tri lands really help it along. And Wilderness Reclamation ties everything together, because on turn 4 you can jam this and still hold up your 2 flash creatures, which is really nice. We have Shark Typhoon. There was 4 of them in here. I cut down to 2, mainly because we don't want to see it too early, and we never really get to that really late game usually. We want to be winning the game pretty quickly with our 3 and 4 mana spells, but having it for a cycler and making possibly a big shark later on is actually pretty nice. And Expansion Explosion pairs so well with Wilderness Reclamation, as you all may know and have been so frustrated with. I have, don't worry. But it's one of those cards that it's a nice little combo finish. If you're doing some damage with your early creatures, then you can, you know, give them a good old shot for 10 or something like that at the end of the game. Moving on to the lands, 2 Castle Vantress, 2 islands, 1 mountain, 3 forests, 4 Fabled Passage. Fabled Passage is so great with Uro. We have 4 Steam Vents, 3 Stomping Grounds, 3 Breeding Pools, and 4 of the Tetra Triomes. The Triome is the new cycle of Tri-land that we see in Ikoria, and it's funny because it has cycling on it. And we don't really care about our sideboard because we don't need it. All we need is Keruga in the sideboard. So that is the deck tech. Super quick, super fast. And let's hop into some games, see how this does, and see if this is one of the decks that we might want to play in the Arena Open. Alright, welcome in to Arena. We got our deck loaded up, ready to rock and roll. Best of One today. Hand is pretty lackluster. The expansion plus Wilderness Reclamation doesn't feel too good right now, but we do have a Brazen Borrower to kind of we might be able to get there. Let's keep it. We're on the play. We might as well. We might as well play here. So Wilderness Reclamation are probably our best card. Feeds into our other 4-drops very, very well. Hopefully Brazen Borrower can kind of pull us out of this here, no problem. And let's see. Our opponent does not have a companion, so I'm guessing either it's probably going to be mono red with Embercleave. That's usually the case with turn 1 Mountain and no companion. So I think that's where we're at currently, I would assume. So we'll see if they play like a Steamkin here or a Robber of the Rich or something like that, which they do not. So it's just giving us free times to play whatever we need to here. And yeah, I mean, we're just kind of hanging out, not doing much, but we will get to play Wilderness Reclamation into a Nightpack Ambusher, so that's pretty good. So unfortunately this has hexproof, so we can't actually bounce it. So maybe they make it a 4/4. Nice, that's even better. Player field. Now we could bounce it, but I don't think that's worth it. Let's blue. We don't have double red, but let's grab our second green source actually, so we can actually cast Ambusher here. Wilderness Reclamation untaps. Go ahead. We'll try to bounce this Spellbreaker next turn probably. We want to get our Nightpack down as soon as possible here. I'm hoping they don't play Questing Beast or anything, which they don't. They have triple Mountain and a Forest. So here's the Gruul Spellbreaker number 2. Pretty unfortunate. If they give this thing haste, we can block it with the Nightpack here, which is pretty nice. I don't know if they have a pump spell like Infuriate or anything. So I guess we'll find out here. We're gonna play Nightpack Ambusher. Most likely block. Don't really feel like taking 7 damage. So we will roll the dice and make them have it basically. Usually they don't have any 1-mana pump spells. Oh, they have a shock. Ugh, why would they have shock? That's okay. Now that we have Wilderness Reclamation in play here, play this tapped, we can play our second one. Actually, always, when you're playing a Reclamation deck, especially on Arena, always click your stop button for your end step. Because if you don't, it'll just glance right over it really quickly and you won't be able to do anything. So, maybe we just zap it. I kind of like the zap plan here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do this for 5. Zap, go. Well, we should have done it for 6. All right, whatever. Well, I can't count, so we left the mana open. We're doing pretty well here. We got some really cool toys to work with here. We got Brazen Borrower, Bonecrusher Giant. Only 3 cards in our graveyard. We can play Uro next turn as well. Skargan Hellkite. This is a card we have not seen in forever. Forever I haven't seen that card. Holy moly. And it has haste, so the second ability actually does work on it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so I think what we'll do here, make sure to put our stop. We're going to put our second Wilderness Reclamation in here. I'm going to activate Failed Passage to probably get another green source. Do we just bounce it now? We probably don't. I would assume. Not. 1, 2, 3. Blue, green. Let's scry. While we're at it, we might as well scry. Well, those cards are really, really good. So we're going to keep them probably right there. I like that a lot better. And look at me go. Cycling the Triumph so I can get myself a good old Frill Mystic. And we'll scry 2 again. Make sure the second card underneath the Night Pack is okay. Always want to utilize your mana best you can each turn, just so you can maximize your possibility of winning. So we'll say go here. We have enough blue and green to do Frilled Mystic and Brazen Borrower, so we can bounce this actually back to their hand. And if they want to play it again, we will just Frilled Mystic. So I waited till they went to combat so they weren't able to cast it again. Give it haste and swing again. I'm not sure what they could do here. I'm not sure if there's like a spell that gives their stuff hexproof. They can't use the ability because there's no counter on it. So it's just one of those cards that we haven't seen in a while that is a little different. I like this card a lot. And I miss the dragons that were in the 5-drop slot, like Stormbreath Dragon, Thundermaw Hellkite, that were like just really, really powerful flyers that were like really impactful, right? Like we don't see that anymore because, you know, Uro and all these like other cards are just like way more powerful. Anyway, Frilled Mystic gonna come down and just you know, crush their dreams. So gonna counter their Hellkite here. Well, let's put this Triumph in play. What do we do here? I'll play another Uro. Why not? We have 6 mana. We have the 6 mana. We might as well. We just might as well. Oh, look at that. We get to put a land into play. I'm gonna play 2 life so that I can make a 1/1. Swing for 3. See, now that I didn't put a stop here, hopefully it lets me. Oh, it did. Nice. Very nice. Let's scry. Always try to scry as much as you can with these decks. You want to try to filter out your draws as best you can. Shark Typhoon is hilariously fantastic, especially with triple reclamation out. So we'll just leave it the way it is. Feels good, man. Feels good. Okay, so most likely we have this wrapped up. Another Hellkite would be kind of annoying. Klothys isn't that big of a deal. It's not active, and it's just going to deal us like 2 damage a turn, basically. So not too worried about this card. We're going to flash in Night Pack Ambusher, flash in Brazen Borrower. Yep, Bone Crusher Giant, my Frilled Mystic. You have 2 mana open with 1 card in hand, and this game is just about over here. So I don't think they have anything that can stop what I'm doing. So I might as well just play all my spells then, I guess. Let's keep the other Uro in there just in case. But I think this game is pretty much wrapped up. This is a good example of being able to kind of tempo them just a little bit by blocking some stuff or using our low mana creatures to bounce their big threat so that we can use our counter spell Frilled Mystic to take care of them. And the 2 Uros kind of showed up at a great time as well. So not too bad. Let's just play Lovestruck here. Now this is just going to flip through them really quick because I didn't hit a stop here. To play optimally, yeah, you want to put a stop here every time so that you can utilize the Wilderness Reclamation to get those scries in every single time. So that's definitely up to you if you want to do that. It is a little time consuming, so just make sure you watch your clock, especially in best of 3. But hey, this is best of 1. We don't care about no clock. We just have timeouts. So yeah, this game is beyond over. I'm pretty sure. Even if they block here, they take 5, 8, a lot. They're dead. They're dead, I said. Stop playing cards. No, all right, we'll do the fancy play. We'll bounce their duty to their hand. Even if it costs us 2 life, the Domri's Ambush won't happen. There'll be no fight to happen, and our Night Pack lives, and we get the W. Heck yes, guys. Let's do it. Let's freaking go. Ah, very good. Mulligan. All right, I'll keep this. We'll put back the old Bone Crusher since we don't have red mana. Just in case we get stuck with it. Another land unless it's cast Night Pack Ambusher. Bet you any money we're going to draw the Red Source right now. Guess what? We didn't draw it. Basically, we're going to bounce something on turn 2. It doesn't matter what it is. We just have to bounce something to slow them down. On turn 3, we're going to hard cast this Dispute, and then Nightpack Ambusher should do it. We probably have to get rid of a Scorch Spitter. This is a weird little border they put on the bottom. So this one's full art. So we're going to bounce this. We'll take 2 less damage than we normally would, which is sweet. The borders for the non full art cards look weird now. Look at that. Whoa. Okay. They'll probably just play the Scorch Spitter. Hopefully they don't have another one drop. Just stop having Scorch Spitters. Jesus. Okay. Well, we're about to get annihilated by Scorch Spitters here. Come on, man. We might actually just do this thing. 4, 5, 6. Please just cast the stupid thing. Just cast your Embercleave, please. They did not. Man, that's unfortunate. But not the worst thing that can happen to us. Hey. That's pretty nice. I guess we'll do that next turn, huh? And we'll pass, and then we can flash this in and block here. Take 2, 4, 5. We're at 8. We're at 3, I mean? Jeez. Well, they probably have Embercleave, and we're probably dead, but we're just going to give it our best shot here and block the only thing that we can block. The old Scorch Spitter. And, oh, maybe you know Embercleave? Hold. Hold. Just don't do anything. Why don't you listen to me? All right. What do we got here? Are we on the play? We are on the play. Oh my god. Ooh, we might actually keep this one. Get a red source of this. Shock this in to do this. On turn 3, we can hard cast this. And then maybe get Frilled Mystic in play. The only problem is, getting a red source of this means Frilled Mystic on 4 does not happen. I hate having this card in my opening hand. I don't even want it in the... I want to, cut more of these, maybe. This is the most god-awful card to have in your opening hand in best of 1. I'm going to mulligan. Ooh, it's a little bit better. It's better. Keep 6. Get rid of the mountain. Okay. Okay. Make a guy. They don't have a companion either. I'm guessing it's a mountain. It's not a mountain. Holy cow. Well, I'm actually going to shock this in because I have no idea what they're doing. And Watery Grave makes me think a Thought Eraser's coming. As weird as it sounds. So we want to be prepared for such shenanigans. We'll just keep attacking with our little human tokens here. Oh, they are humans. Very nice. Well, I'm just going to play this and then hold up a Mystical Dispute. Because in case they play something that I can't deal with, we need to be able to Mystical Dispute it. Because we haven't figured out what they're doing yet besides playing swamps and islands. No, sir. Not today. Okay. I'm pretty sure we just crack this for a island in case we draw a Frill Mystic. And we can just do this for 2. Make it 2/2. Maybe. Oh, they're Esper. Esper control with no Urian. Okay. All right, we'll do this for 2. 1, 2. Make it 2/2 flyer and draw a card. That's worth 4 mana in my book. What do we get though? Ooh, a land. We needed that. Nightpack Lambusher, huh? Well, I guess we'll play this. See if they have a... They don't have a Zorb. They might have Neutralize or something. I'm gonna be really sad when they when they either Kaya's Wrath or Shadow the Sky on me, and I just like feel super sad about it. But you know, sometimes you got to be risky business here in best of one. You know, I would just trade with a shark. Actually, this is pretty good trading here because then once you get rid of the 1/1s, I can't swing up my 5/5. Pretty smart. We'll see what they do though. They might not have an answer for it. What the heck? All right. Choose odd or even. Exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. 0 is even. So they choose odd, they kill this. They choose even, they kill these 3. Show me what you got. Well, I'm guessing they're going to choose even. That's a pretty sweet card to have in a control deck, especially if like Gruda's running around. Now this card is going to be really sweet with the historic anthologies running around, because if you didn't realize it, Gruda gets even creature cards back when they're flipped over. And guess who just got added to historic? Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Turn 4 Gruda? You mean turn 4 Ulamog. Very nice. Well, that was a sweet extinction event because I just got to play that for free. And wow, that just I think we win the game here. Yeah, they block there, and swings. This is going to matter where they block. That's for sure. Oh, I think they chose wrong. Because now we can do what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I think we got it perfectly. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we did it. If my math is right, and it rarely is, we'll let that resolve, and then I'll do red, blue, 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 green, green, red, blue, green, 5, 6. Whoo! And that's why we play Wilderness Reclamation and Expansion Explosion, because sometimes they don't block correctly, and then you just get them. And that gives you 1 tick towards your road to Mythic. Or day 2 of the Arena Open. So, what have we done so far? We played a few games. We tried to figure out what we're doing here in Best of One. It is completely off the chains, I guess, or off the rails. It's just whoever gets the play usually has a huge advantage, which is kind of normal right now in Magic. But for the most part, it seems like a lot of mono red, a lot of Lurrus decks, a lot of like low to the ground decks. If you're playing like a control deck, you're gonna have a pretty hard time unless you're on the play and have your sweeper early. The Temur deck, well, I don't think it did the best, but I don't think it did the worst either. Having that early interaction is really good, but also having the Love Struck Beast is kind of a liability, because sure, it's really good against aggro where you get to make a 1/1 and then a 5/5, where just having a blocker is good. Having spots where like you want to attack with it and you can't because you don't have a 1/1, or a way to generate 1/1s like you do in Bant with like the castle is kind of weird. But having the 4-mana flash creatures like Nightpack Ambusher into Wilderness Reclamation and then Expansion Explosion and off the win the game like we did in the last game there, where they blocked the smallest creature to keep their creature alive. They took 6, and then we hit them for 6 on top of that with the Expansion Explosion to win the game. So that's where that deck kind of excels. Like when you're on the play and you have like the turn 2 interaction, you maybe turn 3, Bone Crusher Giant or something like that, into turn 4 Wilderness Reclamation Flash Creature. That's where you can kind of get all your wins like sealed up basically. So if you're into that kind of thing, Temur Reclamation looks like it could have a chance. You might need to build it a little bit differently. Maybe put Flame Sweeps in there. Storm's Wrath is another one. If you want to move away from the adventure creatures, you can kind of do that. But for the most part, I think it's pretty medium. I don't think it's the best, but not the worst. Having expansion explosions in your opening hand is a big liability when you're playing best of one, especially if you end up on the draw a few times. You want to make sure your chances of winning are as high as possible, because you can only get 3 losses on day 1, so you want to make sure you can get to those 7 wins as efficiently as possible. So I guess we're just going to keep exploring some best of one decks this week and see what we can come up with, because we'll be going more aggressive, I think, and seeing if we can just shore up some of those spots with that Team Rec had, and then we'll just try to, see what we can do to make this experience a little bit easier, just to get into day 2, so we can get some gems, get maybe some money, and be able to play best of 3, which is the superior format. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It does help out a lot. So I haven't said this in a while, but it feels so good. Magic is great, and so are you. Stay positive and play Islands.